Hey man, what it is, this is Deem and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. Y'all already know the Cash App, man. $ Deem by any means. Y'all know the PayPal at Deem by any means. Y'all hit the super chat if your heart desire. I truly, truly appreciate it. But I gotta talk about something today, man. Y'all been falling back from the boxing thing. Um, it's just boxing so minuscule, and I just think my voice need to be heard from a lot of more important things than boxing. Um, what happened to Shedeursanders is absolutely disgusting. Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting. The NFL lied on Shedeursanders. That's why all of these sources and these stories are anonymous, because they know when they don't make them anonymous, then they will have to stand doing it. But Shador actually spoke and talked to these people. Let me tell you how fake and how much the NFL was colluding against Shedeursanders. Y'all, nobody has Shedeursanders being no less than the second best quarterback in that draft. But they so worried about Deion. They so worried about what Shador do. Kirk Cousins wear chains is perfectly fine. People say he cocky and arrogant. Do y'all want to know who was one of the most cocky and arrogant quarterbacks that got chance after chance after chance and still getting a chance today? Aaron Rodgers, who has done nothing but underachieve since 2010. Aaron Rodgers ain't been to a Super Bowl in 15 years. You go find me a person in the NFL more cocky and arrogant than Aaron Rodgers. But Detroit Steelers, forget their whole fan base. They don't even care about their fan base, the proud fan base they got over there in PA and Pittsburgh. Shout out to my fellow PA brothers. They would rather not draft the quarterback. They went and got who? Will Howard? Will Howard, 25, 26 years old, y'all. Do y'all know Lamar Jackson is younger? I think Lamar Jackson is younger than Daniel Gaber, or whatever his name is. Do y'all know that Daniel, the guy that got picked ahead of Shedeursanders, was Justin Herbert's teammate at Oregon? Daniel Gaber is like 4 or 5 years younger than me. They colluded against this young man. The part that I love most importantly about it is all those teams that passed on Shador, they're all going to be last in their division again. And those GMs and those coaches are going to get fired, and I'm going to rejoice in your failure. When Brian Daboll gets fired, I'm going to be so happy. Pete Carroll just got hired. But the fact that the Raiders is so trash, they went and had to get a guy that Seattle didn't even want. No other NFL team won. They picked Pete Carroll out of their woo-ha. The Raiders will be last in their division as well. They're not going to be better than the Chargers. They're not going to be better than the Chiefs. They're not going to be better than the Broncos. Y'all, I want y'all to understand. NFL teams know so little. Brock Purdy was the last pick in the draft. Brock Purdy is the top 15 quarterback in the NFL. Brock Purdy was like the second or third best quarterback in the draft he got drafted in, but got drafted 6 rounds after the other guys. That lets you know how much these NFL owners and GMs don't know. If they knew so much, their teams would be better. And then people say that he's cocky and arrogant. Tom Brady is one of the most cockiest people you'll ever meet. Do y'all know what Tom Brady told Robert Kraft the day he met him? Robert Kraft said, Tom, oh, you are a 6th round pick. He said, yeah, I'm the best decision you ever made. Shedeursanders say, tell bad teams that want to change their culture, don't pick me if you want to change the culture. And people crucify him for that. The sad part is all of those teams he was telling the truth about. Their culture is terrible. Their coaching is bad. That's why they picking in the top of the draft. Oh, Cam Ward is such a upstanding young man. And he's not cocky and arrogant. Y'all, do y'all know who Cam Ward's best friend is? Do y'all know who Cam Ward spends more time with than anybody? Take a wild guess. Have y'all heard Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders talking to each other on YouTube when they getting ready for the draft interviews? Process. Does Shedeur seems like he's that much different than Cam Ward? They talk about he got chains on. Hey, yo, Abdul Carter had a diamond chain on and grill. Everybody that got drafted had chains on. Theirs just wasn't as nice as Shedeur's. They say he had bad interviews. To rich, white, racist men, they can say anything. That's why they won't put their name on it. Like Brian Daboll and the Giants know what the hell they doing. I'm an Eagles fan. They will be last in the division this year because of those decisions. Hate to tell you. They will be last in that division because of those decisions. Who else passed on him? Who else was it? The Saints. The Saints will be last in that division. They picked Tyler Shuck. I watched college football. None of them quarterbacks was better than Shedeur Sanders. Not even Cam Ward. Yo, they lie so much on it, y'all. They say Shedeur Sanders doesn't have the body type. He's not this. Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders are the same size. Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders are the same exact size. And then they lied and said, you got to be this ultra athlete. Well, Shedeur's not this ultra athlete. Yeah, Tom Brady was the best athlete I ever saw. Peyton Manning, he was like Michael Vick. Joe Brees, Lord have mercy, he was like Lamar Jackson. Eli Manning, oh, he was Josh Allen. Joe Montana, Michael Vick. They even talk about Patrick Mahomes. Shedeur Sanders is just as fast as Patrick Mahomes. Since when did Patrick Mahomes become this ultra athlete? Patrick Mahomes just knows when to run. That's what makes him great. Name me the top 10 most successful quarterbacks in the last 20 years. The only ones who don't got a lot of Super Bowls is the ultra athletes. Lamar Jackson's, Josh Allen's, what did they win? Both of them are more athletic than Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. Were they in the Super Bowl? Then people saying Shedeur Sanders not like that. Did you watch college football? You can't talk to me because I gamble on this stuff. There's no way you're going to tell me that Tyler Shuck is better than Shedeur Sanders or Daniel Gabriel, who is 3 years older than Shedeur Sanders. You want to talk about Jackson Dart? I watched him at Ole Miss. He had one of the best teams in the country, and they underperformed. They were supposed to make the playoffs this year. And then when these teams be bust, when these teams be the last in their division this year, I'm going to rejoice because you won't be able to blame that on Shador. And I do wish on people's downfall. Watch when these quarterbacks get injured. Lord have mercy. And don't let Cam Ward go out here and not have a good year. And I don't put that on that young man. I hope Cam Ward does great because he didn't deserve any of this. He is the least talked about #1 pick ever. Y'all say Shedeur Sanders not like that. Then why was the draft all about him? Y'all say Shedeur Sanders not like that. Colorado had more receivers drafted in the NFL than anybody. Somebody was throwing on the ball. Didn't Shedeur Sanders win the best quarterback of the year award this year? But y'all say he's not like that. Show me where he's not like that at. If you're going to say it, show me where that's at. Because you mean to tell me if Shedeur Sanders was on Alabama, Jalen Monroe is better than Shedeur Sanders? That's what y'all want to tell me. The guy who's inaccurate. The problem is y'all predicting right now. Jackson Dart will not be good, and the rest of the guys won't have an NFL career. I'm marking it right now. I watched them play. Daniel Gabriel is 5'10", y'all. And he's 26 years old. They say Shedor's size and all that. Shedeur is bigger than Drew Brees. Shedeur and Cam Ward are the same exact size. I hate to break it to you. You think I'm lying? Go on YouTube, go look at their workouts together. Actually, Shador is a little more girthier than Cam Ward. They wasn't saying none of that about Cam. Then they say, oh, Cam got this. Oh, Cam Ward is not that much faster than Abdul Shedeur Sanders. This is how I know they didn't watch college football. Cam Ward is not that much faster than Cam Ward is not Michael Vick. Cam Ward is not Jalen Moreau. Cam Ward is not Jalen Daniels. Y'all, Brock Purdy went last in the draft. He's the top 15 quarterback about to get $60 million. Patrick Mahomes went 10th in the draft. Lamar Jackson, remember they were saying Lamar Jackson shouldn't even be a quarterback. Remember they were saying they didn't like Patrick Mahomes' mechanics. That's why he slid in the draft. The sidearm throws, they don't know if he really had the talent. Andy Reid said, let me check something different. I want y'all to understand the two quarterbacks that's been dominating the NFL, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen went to Wyoming. Lamar Jackson was picked Lamar Jackson wasn't even going to get picked in the first round. The Ravens traded up to get him because that team wasn't drafting Lamar Jackson. Now y'all Lamar Jackson nut hug. Listening to Kyle Hurd and all of these people. Kyle Hurd said that Lamar Jackson should be a wide receiver. He's not an NFL quarterback. Lie detector determined that was wrong. Kyle Hurd said that the Eagles won't get in the red zone in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, and we blew them out. Goes to show you how these guys are flaming idiots. Now Mel Kiper don't know what he's talking about. Oh, y'all got any other draft, y'all. Mel Kiper. This particular draft, Mel Kiper don't know what he's talking about now. And then the NFL lied on the young man saying that he had bad interviews. First of all, he only interviewed with a couple teams, so Shedeursanders already know where that's coming from. Said it was the worst interview they ever had. Worse than Aaron Hernandez. Yo, I want y'all to understand Aaron Hernandez already had a murder case pending when he got drafted to the NFL. And don't tell me you gotta have all this ultra athleticism and talent to be good in the NFL because Brock Purdy is probably one of the most least talented and athletic quarterbacks in the NFL, and he's better than half of the quarterbacks in the NFL. He's better than Justin Herbert. He's better than Trevor Lawrence. Remember they said Trevor Lawrence was a can't miss? You know? Remember they said Trevor Lawrence was like an absolute can't miss. Remember, he was the golden boy. Remember? He's supposed to be the next great quarterback. How has that turned out? Y'all, Jalen Hurts is the most buttoned-up quarterback in the NFL, and they still trash the man. So miss me with having good interviews, and you got to be buttoned up and do things their way. Jalen Hurts has done everything the right way, and y'all still trash the young man and say he's not that good. Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl, and y'all still say he's not that good. Kellen Moore, appreciate you winning the Super Bowl, but you're a flaming idiot. You just got that job. Y'all want to be last in that division. Y'all mess around and be worse this year because y'all salary cap is so messed up than y'all was even last year. The Panthers will be better. The Falcons definitely will be better. And y'all already know y'all not better than Tampa Bay. All of those teams that passed on Shador and everybody are praising them. If you are part of a fan base, you're going to be crying at the end of the year. When Russell Wilson go out there and be trash and you got to put in Jameis Winston and Jackson Dart, and then Jackson Dart goes out there and look like Daniel Jones because he got to play the Eagles defense. He got to play the Redskins, or the Commanders, whatever. When the Saints go out there and have the number 1 pick in next year's draft or number 2 pick, New Orleans fans blame Kellen Moore and the owner. When the Steelers be last in the division again, because they definitely will be last in the division this year, for sure. Who throwing on the ball? Aaron Rodgers? Think about it. He's the most cockiest player in the NFL, and teams wait around for his cockiness. Hey, y'all, he's been trashed the last 2 years and got hurt. But now we don't want. But when Tom Brady and Peyton Manning snapping on they coordinators, yelling, cursing people out, getting in people's face, oh, he's fired up. It's called fired up when a white boy do it. When a black man has confidence, it's called arrogance. They said the same thing to Terrell Owens. When a black man got it, it's called arrogance. When Tom Brady, people talking about, oh, Peyton is so humble. Peyton family ain't humble. Archie Manning refused to let Eli go somewhere. He actually did it. I guarantee Arch Manning don't get none of that hate. If Arch Manning goes in the NFL draft and they dad say he's not playing for the Giants, nobody's going to bat an eye or do what they did to Shedeur Sanders. Y'all say Shedeur Sanders ain't like that, but the NFL, the ESPNs, all of that, all y'all talked about for months leading up to the draft and the draft was Shedeur Sanders. But he's not like that. Who are they talking about today, y'all? Are they talking about Cam Ward being the number 1 pick? What about the last pick in the draft last year? What about Jackson Dart? Are they talking about all of that? No. But guess what's going to happen, though, y'all? When all of those teams do bad and those quarterbacks don't pan out, I feel bad for those quarterbacks because you know what they're going to say? That was the quarterback that wasn't picked. That was picked before Shedeur Sanders. No different than all of the quarterbacks whose lives has been ruined that was picked ahead of Tom Brady. And Tom Brady can name all of them. You go listen to those guys' stories that was picked ahead of Tom Brady, their lives was ruined because of that. I feel bad for Jackson Dart and Tyler Shough. And every time they go out there and fail or throw an interception or don't be good, Daniel Gabriel, oh my Lord, have mercy. First of all, Cleveland Browns, they own players have been showing support to Shedeur Sanders and not the other quarterback. So that should tell you everything you need to know right there. That the inside the locker room, they not agreeing with none of this stuff the GMs and the scouts and ESPN is doing. And that's the part that matters. The Ajokus, the Denzel Wards, the Myles Garretts, what they think is what's going to matter. Because best believe they want the quarterback that's going to give them the best opportunity. And if they try to not give Shedeur that, you'll see it become a story. You'll see players talking about it, just like and they'll be forced to put him in the game. Like how Lamar Jackson got his opportunity. Y'all already know what this is, though, right? Deem, by any means. It ain't gonna be too much boxing today or for a while, y'all. I got much more important stuff to talk about. My voice can be used for so much more. Boxing is so minuscule, and it's nothing but a bunch of flaming idiots in it anyway. Same reason why I got away from battle rap. So you know what I need to do? I need to focus on what I really want to talk about. It's things like this. It's about my people and my people getting done wrong, and other black people sitting up there shucking and diving on ESPN because you don't want to end up like Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp can't even come out and support Shador how he wants to because of everything he dealing with. And I got something in my beard, so don't mind that, y'all. I'm trying to get it out. Y'all already know what this is, though, right? Deem by any means. And I holla at y'all.